What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer. My name is Splattercat. Today, we are taking a look at Wanderlust Adventures, a nice little action RPG which you can play in your free time. Very, very casual little game by Chucklefish, but at the same time, a pretty decent game. I played it for a little while, and I actually streamed it a couple of days ago, and I had a good time with it. If you haven't seen the game before, I would say it's something like a lighter weight version of Fantasy Life, where essentially you just walk around the map with a little bit of Zelda maybe mixed in. You walk around the map, you get into trouble, you free roam, you fight with randomly spawned bosses, you take quests. Very, very cool little game. Today I'm playing Baba Binga, who is my current paladin. You'll also see Direwolf at the top left corner, or the top left-hand corner of the screen. That's my pet. I've got a direwolf. Let's leave town real fast and I'll show you. I like this game a lot. It surprised me quite a bit, so I thought to myself, I think I'm going to go ahead and just play the game for a little while. I don't know if I'm going to do a review here today, but we will 100% take a look at Wanderlust Adventures. So first things first, I don't know if I have anything going on right now, but the first thing I will say is that you really, really, really want to play this game with a controller. Playing it with anything else, keyboard is a little bit iffy. It's a little bit suspect. Let me take a look here and see. We got passive. That's all good to go. We've got Angel Breath, which I already took care of. That's my ability. I'll show them to you in just a second. Every character has a very, very basic little stat tree right here. When you get to the end of the game, you're allowed to restart, and it's kind of got like a prestige system, which is pretty cool. So essentially, I think you can pretty much play the game as long as you want, and it'll keep ramping up the challenge. I don't know why you would. The game could probably be completed in 8 to 10 hours, I would say. I've made it pretty far with my time with the game, and so extrapolating a little bit, I assume you'd get done at around 8 to 10, just because I beat like half the game so far, and it only took like a couple hours. So anyways, I would like to I have a healing aura. What? I've also got divine hammer. It's just a hammer made out of vines. That's pretty much it. And so if you wanted to see what that looks like, and so I can actually be a hammer din if I wanted to. The other spell that I have is divine breath, where I'm just like, and there it is right there. It just kind of throws sparkles all over everything Jubilee style. And it heals and deals damage. If you're an enemy, it hurts. If you're a friend, it heals. What do I want to do right now? Well, let's take a look at the minimap. So you see that little white square on the minimap? That's where we are. And every single one of the squares is an actual screen. And the game is randomly generated every single time that you play. So you can move around, you can see different things. It's going to have a different topographical setup. It's a pretty fun little game. They move the objectives around slightly. I think we need to go to the big number 2, though. So let's head on over there. I don't think I started anything at number 2. The little numbers on the map, they're towns. And you're supposed to go to them in that order and take quests from there until you level up enough to go to the next one. At the end of the game, you go and you kill the lich at the skull, and that's pretty much the entire game. If you wanted to see the equipment list right here, it's on this side. So this is the sequel, I think, to Wanderlust Rebirth. There's all kinds of equipment in this game. It all has varying stats that are completely and totally moved around. Every single time a new drop goes down, it can have essentially any stats on it. So, there's no such thing as, mage armor and warrior armor. They all get chest guards, and then more and more chest guards will drop. You'll take a look at them, and eventually you'll have one with the stats that you want. Over on the left-hand side, my equipment bonuses as they stand. I've got 37 to damage, 6 tokens per kill. That's just the money used in this game. It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. Everything is tokens. SP plus 8 should probably work on that a little bit, and 13 damage reduction, which is pretty swell as well. I'm playing with an Xbox controller, and I found that I actually really, really, really like playing the game with a controller versus the keyboard. Would not recommend playing it with a keyboard. It's playable, it's just I didn't like it much. I much preferred it this, so I'm gonna break that skull right there because I like to defile the dead. It looks like we got a random event. We're being ambushed right now. And so we've got a bunch of pirates that are trying to pistol whip our dog, which is unfortunate. Rah! I hit you with my magical breath. And you're like, oh my god, it smells like patchouli. And I'll just fall over dead. Wow, there's a lot of you guys in here, aren't there? You get combos, so you can see on the left-hand side if you're comboing pretty well. Oh, they're hiding in the bushes. The bad guys can hide in the bushes when they're afraid of you, and so they'll try and run off to the side and avoid getting killed by hiding in bushes. But my dog knows all too well where they're hiding. That patchouli breath is easy to find. So we got 900 XP right there, and we get a chest for completing the ambush event. We got 500 tokens and a bunch of other stuff on the ground. If you're wondering what the other stuff is for, you can actually craft in this game, and so you pick up stuff like black powder, leather, salt, and then you'll use them later on to make rings, armor, weapons that you find throughout the map. You actually start with nothing craftable, and as you kill stuff, they will drop the recipes for things that you can make further on into the game to make your life a little bit better. The game is locked to 30 frames per second, so for people that matters, this is one of those PC games that is locked to 30 frames a second. It will annoy some. Oh my god, I got one-shotted. So the challenge in this game, the game has a cliff-like challenge. For real, you will walk through. So for example, let's say that I go to the level 1 area that's around let's take a look on the map. So you see that where my square is, Anywhere from the number 1 to the right is kind of like the low-level area. Nothing is a threat at all to me in the low-level area. I can kill them all in droves. But in the area that's labeled number 2, the challenge is so severe that I get one-shotted by everything. And so this has happened to a number of my characters where I sort of just hit like this brick wall and I don't really know what to do next. Because one area, the challenges are way too simple, and in the other, the challenges are way too difficult. So unfortunately, let's just walk around for a little bit. I was trying to get to the number 2. Do I want a piece of you? No, I want the whole damn thing. You better figure it out, Purple Pirate. I will stab you to death, because that is what paladins do when they wander through the desert. They look for evildoers. Even if I haven't seen any evidence of your evil doing, what are you guys doing? These lands are dangerous. Keep an eye out for bandits that roam. If I pull my eye out, it's going to ruin my death perception. Just a few more days and it should be mine. I spent years training to be a guard, but here I am protecting a rude noble. What do you mean? Does she like fart, or is she just like really, really mean to you? I don't know if she's poorly socialized or if she just has no idea what you're allowed to do at fancy parties or whatever. I'm gonna shoot fire at you. Yep. Spit hot flame at you, my friend. The game is mostly hack and slash. You can guard by pressing the left trigger right there, and it will stop any damage from coming on in. In the top left-hand corner of the screen, you will see a shield with a number on it. Oh, that guy gave us treasure? Well, I'm okay with that. Let's get some treasure. Alright, well anyways, you'll see a little shield up there in the top left-hand corner that says 3. That's how many attacks I can block before my block gets shattered, and I can't block no mo. And so you really, really, really don't... Oh, look, it's a renowned bear over here. A renowned... I'm going to block his attack. Oh, nope, he's probably going to hurt my dog pretty badly. Oh, I guess... Ow! He's going to hurt me pretty badly. I'll throw that out there, and I might try to stick with some hammer-like attacks here. Yeah, it's because he turned at me. If I throw a hammer at him, I'll knock him back a little bit. I don't have any soul charge either. If you look in the top right-hand corner, there's a thing called soul charge. It determines whether or not I'm going to... Yeah, we got that right there. I could run inside right now if I wanted to live through this, but... There we go. A little bit of damage in there. Let him fire out some attacks. Yep, I got you. I got you now, bear. You have to be pretty beefy to block like a bear attack with your shield. You'd be like, ah! I stop bears on these shields, boys. Pretty sweet thing, though. I don't know. If I could stop a bear with a shield, I'd figure that would open up some avenue of employment, right? Somebody would hire you. This spell used to heal me, and now it doesn't anymore. That's a little bit lame. This game is meant to be played in multiplayer, so you're supposed to be playing with your friends and other people. Big groups of 3 or 4 will have an easier time in some of the later areas than they will now. So some of the issues that I have professed may not be a problem if you have friends. For me, it becomes one of those things where I'm like, well, I could jump on the internet and kind of just play with randos. But I sort of don't. Did I just get shot with a gun? See, why are we a paladin with a sword in a universe where people have guns? It doesn't seem very fair to me. You might as well just like get all in on that. If everybody's got a gun, why not just be a paladin with a gun? I'm going to go around this side of the lake because I've never been here before. Or whatever that is. I don't know. It looks like there's a big gap in the middle of the map. And so that being the case, in the top right-hand corner, we'll talk about the soul charge. So soul charge is used as you kill enemies. You gain a thing called soul charge, which is in the top right. Oh, look, we got a log done. So there's kind of like these little internal hunts you can do where you kill enemies and become more familiar with them over and over and over again. You'll get like these little mastery type deals, and it'll actually give you a little burst of XP or whatever. They are throwing all kinds of substances. I can only assume that that is their explosive blood inside of some weird little canister. Please don't throw your fluids at me. I don't want to have to go to the doctor and get penicillin. I just got done with that. We got a flail. Let's take a look here. These right here are style awards. If you do certain things in a fight, you'll get these awards, and they give you like bonus XP and stuff like that so that it'll add on to your little tabulation on the left-hand side. All in all, a very lightweight little game, but I enjoy playing it. I have a full inventory. I need to take this somewhere. And maybe, what does that flail do? 18 damage versus the 19 damage one that I already have. I believe that I can teleport back to base around here somewhere. I think it's up at the top. If I go to right there, I can return to town. So yeah, there it is. I gotta sell off some of my wares. Apparently, I wasn't thinking before I started recording the episode, and I forgot to sell my stuff. But this does give me a pretty good opportunity for you and for me to show you the vendors that are in the game right now. So if we go to craft new gear, there it is. You can build all of this stuff, and actually these are nice because they have sockets in them, and the sockets can be really, really cool to have. And also the crafted gear gives you flat, amazing, wonderful physical resist. So if that's what you want, that's what you can get. I should actually probably make the pincher. That would be way, way better for me. It's got 25 damage versus the 19 that I already have. Also, while you're in town, you can sell your loot from like anywhere. So if you wanted to sell off any of the rando stuff that you have, there it is. You can just take care of business. Taking care of business every day. I sold a Vorpal mace. It didn't go snicker snacked though. We'll go on that side. I snicker snacked one time. It was just a candy bar, but it was pretty delicious. I'm going to sell off all that stuff real fast, and then I'm going to sort it with Y. Very, very nice. It is a literal assortment of random stuff. And so when I talk to this guy right here, I think I'm going to make a new weapon. I'm going to craft myself a pincer. And so let's go ahead and make one. I think that for right now, it should be in my inventory. It's going to be plus 25 damage, and it's got a green socket inside of it. I happen to have a spinel, which gives me plus 20. So I'm going to equip that. Actually, I don't think I can do that. Hold on, I got to take it out. The pincer is going to be right there. I think I need to take this, and then we go augment, and then we drag the little hammer over to right there, and it'll make this do plus 45 damage, which will be super, super swell. And if we hit our enemy with it, I hope that they super, super swell too. Just to remind them they can't mess with us like that. Let's get back on the road because there's stuff to do. Not a whole lot of storyline in this game, so if you're looking for narrative, I would probably say to steer clear. It's just very, very basic. You go to any of the quest hubs, and they just give you quests, and you run around and you do them. Every location has a very, very light narrative, like, oh, at 1, there's going to be a whole bunch of bandits that have been raiding and pillaging and messing with caravans that have been going through the desert. You solve that little mystery, and then it's time to move on to area number 2. You might also wonder why this game is in at 1280 by 720. I actually recorded it that way because the game does not like to be recorded in 1080p, but you can play it in 1080p, so just be aware that 1280 by 720p, that is, was more an act of convenience for me than anything else. I'm gonna knock him back real quick. He gonna fight with my doggy-do. Go ahead and put another attack on him right there, deal a little bit of damage. He's gonna swivel around and come at us. Hit him with the hammer real fast. Let him have it. Oh, I'm out of SP. Your SP is the little yellow bar at the top of the screen right there. There we go. I wiped him out with my rancid paladin breath. We got 250 tokens, a chest guard, a bandana, a tooth. Nothing that's really outside of the ordinary. I'm going to try and get to town number 2 so that we can fiddle around in there. And hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the quests that I've done already. I don't know if this character has actually been to town number 2. I know my first character has been to town number 2. I've got a warrior as well that I play, and I know that he's been out there, but I don't know if she has. Although you can be a male or female version of any of the characters in the game, if that's one of those things that bothers people. Sometimes I know that, like, it bums me out when I really, really like a class and I can't play the sex that I want of that class because the mood strikes me every now and again. Sometimes I want to play a girl character, sometimes I want to play a dude character. This game provides you that variability if that's something that matters to you, and so there is a male and female version of every single class. I will say that the female version looks way cooler. Our breath is so bad that we can knock out 30 brigands hiding in a bush. That sounds like it would be a metaphor or a saying somewhere. Brigands in a bush. But nope, not a thing. We're not getting much XP right here, so we gotta travel west until we get to some of the better maps. We have a dread pod out here that's hiding somewhere. Maybe we'll fight him. Let me take a look. Where is he at? Oh, there he is. Okay, so this guy's actually got a special thing you gotta do. He's gonna shoot some needles at you. And once he shoots the needles at you, you gotta duck those. Ow. Or get stabbed in the face by them. You dodge those twice, or your animal blocks it. Then he's gonna pop on open. And once he pops open, we're gonna go ahead and try and fight him. And so I can actually deal quite a bit of damage to this guy if I wanted to. I'm gonna try and keep my dog healed up right now. I don't know if it's gonna work out very well. He's probably gonna get one shot on the second go, but you know what? Why not? Just let him get... Oh, he survived it. That's good. Let me see if I can get my breath of life in here. We've almost got the dread pod down. I think we should be able to get a decent amount of XP off of him if we can manage to land the hit. I'm gonna heal my dog just from the back right now and make sure he doesn't fall down. What are you doing behind me? I'm just healing the backside of you. Calm down. You need some booty healing. Everybody needs booty healing every now and again. We got ourselves a gem fragment right there, which is pretty cool because you can use that to craft your own gems too. You can make armor, weapons, gems. You can craft all kinds of cool stuff in town, and they will all make your life much, much easier. A bandit fire tosser. I've never had my fire tossed, so I'm not really sure how that's supposed to go. I think we're probably in the right area right now. Let's go talk with somebody and see if maybe we can get a quest in here. Oh, never mind. I gotta go left and then up one more time if I wanted this to work. No! They're hitting me with freezy bombs. I don't like that. Freezy bombs make me sad. I don't like the cold. Actually, I prefer the cold to heat, actually, while we're on the subject. The enemies go invisible and they stand around you all the time, and it can be problematic because you can't see them and they block you in. Little bit of the old cock crowing right there. I think that's just about everything we're going to be able to accomplish on that side. Little bit more XP in the tank. When you level up, you get some more SP that you get to play around with. It looks like we're at some kind of bandit camp right now. Destroy those and grab the one coin that somebody decided to hide in the fruit basket. Why you're hiding... Oh, there's an item right here? Ooh, a blessed flail. Is it actually blessed, or is that sort of like a metaphorical blessed? We've got the rusted flail does 16 damage. That one gives 25 HP and 4 damage. The bonuses that you can get from weapons are pretty limited, so if you're looking for like a lot of variability, like run speed changes and things like that, it's mostly relegated to bonus HP, bonus. Oh, the archaeologist camp. That's right. I think I've been out here. I vaguely remember this place. I remember all the gems that are laying around. Who's the quest giver? Is it you? Nope, not you. Are you the quest giver? Are you from the Adventurers Guild? Yes, my name is Baba Binga. Yes, Rowan had sent word that you would be coming to help us. Oh, apparently I did all of these. Okay. I guess we've got emeralds and crystals. So at this place, they had these crystals, I guess, that are used to protect or do something, and they had been broken and stolen. And so anyways, I recovered one of them by finding all the pieces and then welding them back together using magic. Now we got to find the second crystal, which was stolen by bandits. So I'm sorry about this. What is wrong? The miners found a second activation crystal, but before they could bring it here, it was stolen by bandits. That's okay. Tell me where they were last seen headed, and I'll go get it back. West from here, towards the mountains. I will bring it back. I promise. And so our quest is that little question mark over there to the west. We've got a quest to the west, and I assume that it will be the best if we can win right here. There's lots of like little mini games around. So for example, what is this? Are you a good guy? Grr. Well, you're a little bit friendly. Are you aware that there are bandits everywhere? Hello there, did the Adventurers Guild send you? You're a carrot farmer in the desert? I was just passing through. Ah, well, in that case, could you lend me a hand for how long? Because really, I enjoy being ambidextrous. What do you need help with? I could use some help picking carrots. We can even make a game out of it. You can keep picking carrots until you pick 3 bad carrots. For every good carrot you pick, I'll give you something special. What if I pick the rotten ones? Oh, once you pick the 3 rotten carrots, our little game ends. Let's see how many good carrots you can pick. So is that a rotten one? Ooh, we got a good carrot right there. Ah, we got a rotten one. No, we got 3 rotten ones. So can we reset the carrots by going off the map? Is it just like a guessing game? That's all it is, like a game of chance. It looks like we got some black powder and eyeball and salt. We keep those separate because if you ever got salt in your eye, that shit hurts. It hurts really bad. Okay, so now can we play the game again? Oh, we only had to play once? Oh, man. Now I'm all bummed out. All I wanted to do was pick carrots for the rest of the day. But yeah, there's random little mini games like that all over the place. There's a fishing mini game, which is pretty fun. There's a mining mini game, which I'm too old and slow to do properly. And then there's also that carrot game right there where you can pick carrots. Got any coin on you? I ain't got nothing for you, pal. You better walk away. I'm going to destroy these skulls too, just to remind the universe that I'm terrifying. I am terrifying. I'm a paladin from your worst nightmares. Normally, paladins only like to be in dreams, and we tend to be in those helpful ones where we show up like the mysterious stranger and save you from whatever's going on. But nope. I'm going to be a nightmarish paladin with coins! Luscious, delicious coins. So it looks like I need to be over here somewhere. There are some pretty expansive dungeons in this game that go on for like days and days and days. In fact, it took me like an hour and a half to clear out one of the dungeons one time. Oh no, I remember this. These guys are hardcore. These guys are like actually really, really difficult. One of them like poisons you, and the other one does crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm about to get whooped again in here. I got whooped over here with my warrior. I know it. I'm going to throw that at him and then just like run away. Luckily, I have ranged attacks, so I can sort of make do by just like kiting him around and throwing range attacks at him all day. My direwolf is getting his ass whooped right now. I think I'm stuck inside this bandit. Oh no! And so I died. The soul charge will allow me to regenerate though right here. I'm going to try and actually just outrange him. It looks like I'm actually having considerable problems. Go ahead, he's now down. That should make my life a little bit easier. He dropped a charm and a chest guard. You don't get many charms in this game, so that'll be cool. My poisoning, though, is a problem. I don't know how I get rid of this. And so I'm going to try and kill him before it gets too rowdy. Oh, no. I was frozen for a little while, and I don't like that. I'm going to block those because I have talents and skills. Yep. All day, every day. Wow, I've never actually beaten that before. My warrior had a hard time with that one right there, but the paladin was able to waltz through it with only 1 death. The game is very, very casual. As you can tell, when you get killed, it's not that big of a deal. So like, oh, do you want to use a soul charge to res right here? There's no punishment or anything like that. I do think that there's a hardcore mode. Not like a hardcore mode, but like a punishing mode, too, that you can sign up for at the beginning, although I haven't fiddled her. Oh, no. There's a renowned bandit marksman over here. He's really, really... Oh, there's 2 of them. That's sort of terrifying. Go ahead, direwolf. Soak their blows for right now. You appear to be quite porous, and you seem to have the ability to hold some volume of water. I'm going to keep hitting this guy over here and just hope that he doesn't murder me before this all goes wrong. You get a chest for every renowned character you kill, by the way, so it's sort of in your favor to kill as many things as you can while running around. We got the gem, so I think I got to take that back to town, and then we'll see what comes up next. Grab that on that side. We had a 50-hit combo right there. A little bit of salt, a little bit of leather. Okay, sounds good to me. Take a look at some of this loot that we've been picking up. We also leveled up, so that's good. I'll probably throw the next level into Healing Aura because I would really, really, really like to heal. That would be the greatest. Oh, really? And you can overheal too. If you look at our map in the top left-hand corner, if you overheal, it gives you like a pre-shield, which is pretty cool. That's actually healing quite a bit. That's pretty useful. All right, fun stuff. I believe that I would like to look at the loot that we have picked up in the last couple minutes, especially the charm. Makes me get more XP per kill, plus 8. That's actually not that great. I would like to look at some of these, though. We got 7 damage reduction right there. We've also got a band. So if we take that to the jewel crafter, we can actually make our first, I think, gemstone ring. Right now we've got a Vorpal ring, which by D&D rules sounds pretty cool, but I've also got a pendant, which I didn't have before, so I'm going to equip that. That's a flat bonus right there that I didn't have available. Let's go back to town and we'll turn in that quest. I want to talk about this game for a little bit, so I always do my pros and cons. I really sincerely, here's one of the dungeons right here if you wanted to go in. I'll go into the dungeon while I talk about the pros and cons. How about that? Wanderlust Adventures is best enjoyed in short bursts and with the proper expectations because the game is very, very casual. It's not a long game, it's not one that boasts an incredibly in-depth set of mechanics, but what it does do well is it offers you short jaunts through a really well-animated, pixelated world. Its cast of playable classes are relegated to tropes that you've seen before. The mechanics, all things that you've seen before and will be familiar to anybody who's gamed between the SNES to the PSX to the modern generation. The skill trees, once again, exactly what you're going to expect for each class. The whirlwinds are there, the AoEs are there, and so forth, and there are more than enough skill points to take everything, should you so desire. The controls are tight when using a gamepad. For those who prefer to use the keyboard, you can actually move the default controls around if you want to. The developers went through and they added custom key bindings this week because that was a major missing feature, but now it's in. Still, the game naturally lends itself to a controller, so I highly recommend that you play with a gamepad. It's much better that way. The storyline is limited to like one big overarching goal of killing the Lich, and there are around 20 to 25 sub-goals, which, with regards to the latter, can be largely ignored or ground around if the player so chooses. The map is littered with dungeons, and while some will lament the fact that an engaging story is missing, the game is called Wanderlust Adventures for a reason, and from what I can tell during my stay here, Wanderlust is ultimately its final goal. It's a game that you're supposed to just like wander around in for short amounts of time, grinding up near gear and trying to scout tiles which you haven't flipped yet. This description sells the game a tiny bit short in my opinion because at no time during my stay did I feel like I was grinding or otherwise bored. I actually enjoyed my time spent diving to the bottom of randomly generated dungeons. I hunted new upgrades, and while I was bummed out that the character sprites didn't change in accordance with your loot choices, it was still satisfying to uncover recipes, pets, and gear choices as the game moved along. The game is absolutely 100% casual, and the closest correlation I can draw in terms of other similar games which share its vision are games like Fantasy Life. In fact, one of the things I wanted to discuss about this is using Fantasy Life as a handheld example. I think that's precisely why a lot of people will skip Wanderlust Adventures on the PC platform. It's a casual hack-and-slash RPG on the PC where hugely in-depth RPGs reign supreme. It has a lot of competition here. I had a brief sit-down with the developers during my live stream of the game and had a moment to ask if they had considered porting the game onto the PSP, or I guess the PS Vita, or the 3DS. I guess I'm a little bit out of date with my handhelds because I really thought that it would be able to shine there. It's a perfect game to break out when traveling or when you only have like 25 to 35 minutes before moving on to business or other engagements due to its really, really lightweight nature. They admitted that they had not really thought about it, but I strongly feel that this game would actually perform better on a platform whose gaming ideology lines up a little bit better with what the game is trying to accomplish. Still, those thoughts aside, I enjoyed my time with Wanderlust Adventures so much so that I made a point of streaming it one day because I just couldn't be bothered to put it down for a few hours to stream anything else. I really wanted to play the game. Minigames are scattered around, and while simple, they offer alternative routes towards gear upgrades and cash rewards for a relatively small time investment. So if you ever get tired of just like killing mobs and exploring dungeons, you can do that. The games aren't really complicated or anything like that, but they are there if you look around for them. On the cons end, as I mentioned previously, there are weird balancing issues present with the leveling process and sort of like the flow of the game. Sometimes you'll inexplicably like one-shot big sections of the map, and other times you will be one-shot only a few tiles away from the spot where you were previously one-shotting everything else. This seems like it's pretty short, the game itself that is. I clocked in at 50% completion within 3 or 4 hours of wandering around, and that's actually with 2 different classes, so I got 2 characters pretty much halfway through the game in about 2 to 4 hours in there. Multiplayer is available for those that want it, so you're by no means constricted to playing alone if you don't want to, but gearing can also be kind of odd in this game. The crafted rewards tend to be really, really good, and dropped gear is only really rarely useful until you get your next, like, crafting recipe. I would have liked to have seen some customization in the pets too, as they're kind of a major part of the game. Finding new pets is really, really fun, and their progression is super linear at the moment. A little skill tree for each type of pet would have been cool, because right now the pets mostly just like tank trash mobs before they get one-shotted by bosses, and they aren't really like super useful other than that. The game is priced at $14.99, so whether or not you get your money's worth will largely depend on how much you enjoy running around, killing monsters, leveling up, gearing, then repeating the process with another class or rebirthed or a prestiged character. I liked it, but obviously it will trigger differently for others based on some of the issues I've noticed along the way. Wanderlust Adventures is available for the PC from Chucklefish at a link that you can find down below. My name is Splattercat. This is Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where you and I sit down for a little while and take a look at a game that I've been enjoying over the course of the last week or so in the indie scene. I will see you all later. Hi-do, everybody.